Hello friends, welcome to Learner's Planet. Friends, this is our fifth session for data interpretation. In the previous session, we have discussed some problems based on bar diagrams and pie diagrams. In this session also, we will be taking more problems. I am sure you are getting some comfort now in data interpretation. Gradually, we are going to increase the level of the problems. So I would suggest you have your paper and pen with you. Just pause the session, try the problems on your own and then move on, right? So let's begin the session. Now let's take the first question. Here, degree-wise breakup of employees working in various departments of an organization and the ratio of men to women in each department is given to us, right? So we are given a pie diagram in which the degree breakup of all the departments is given, and apart from that, in each department the ratio of men to women is also given, right? And the total number of employees in the organization is 3250. Now let's take up the first question. What is the number of men working in the marketing department? So in all, first of all, let's find how many people are there in the organization who are working in marketing department. So the total value of this pie diagram is 360 degree, and out of that 79.2 degree is representing marketing staff, right? So if it is 79.2 from 360, then what it will be from 3250. So this data will give us the total strength of marketing department taken men and women together, right? So this is the total strength. Now in marketing department the ratio of men to women is 3:2. That means from 5, that is 3 plus 2, from 5 men takes 3 part, right? So 3/5 of the strength will be representing the number of men. So it's 3 by 5, right? Now we just have to, so let's solve it. It is 9 4s are 9, 88, then it is 4, 22, then 5, 25, 2, and 25 into 13, then it is 2 into 11. So the total number is 11 into 13 into 3, that is 39 into 11, right? So unit digit will be 9 only. So that is a single option over here. So it's 439 is the correct choice. Okay, I hope you are clear. Now, what is the respective ratio of the number of women working in the HR department to the number of men working in the IT department? First of all, let's find out the number of women working in HR department, right? So HR is 36 degree. First of all, we will find out total number of persons working in HR department, that is 36 by 360 into 3250, right? That is the total strength of HR department, and strength of women will be 13 by 25. That is the total, the ratio of men to women is 12:13. That means the ratio of, or that means the portion of women will be 13 by 25. So this is the strength of a woman in HR department, and we have to find out the ratio of HR, a woman HR is to men IT. So now find out number of men in IT department. Now IT strength is 57.6 from 360. This is the total strength of men as well as women in IT department. Then in IT, the portion of men is 7 by 10, that is 7:3, that is 7 by 10 is the men, right? Now we have to make this calculation. Okay, I just write it neatly over here, but you don't have to rewrite it. Now there are two options left for you. Either you just solve it and get the ratio, or you can just assume, just see in numerator there is number 13, right? And in denominator you don't have any data that is multiple of 13. So 13 will never get cancelled, right? So in your options, the numerator should be there, that is either 13 or multiple of 13, right? So 13 would definitely a factor of numerator that is there only in this option. right? And you can also check that in the denominator 7 is there, and in the numerator there is no multiple of 7. So the denominator should also be multiple of 7, right? So that's 28 is there. So without even calculation, you can say that 13:28 is the correct choice, right? I hope you are getting me. Let's take up this question now. The number of men working in the production department of the organization forms what percent of the total number of employees working in that department, right? So we don't have to take this data into consideration because we just have to find out the number of men from total number of persons working in the production department, right? So we are already given the ratio of men is to women in the production department, that is 4:1, right? So the strength of men is 4 by 5 from the total number of people, right? So 4 by 5 is what? It's actually 80%. Okay, so strength of men in production department is actually 80%. No need to go for any sort of paperwork, and it's not there in the option, so it's none of these. I hope you are clear. It's pretty simple problem. Now, the number of women working in the IT department of the organization forms what percent of the total number of employees in the organization from all departments together? Quite a simple problem. First of all, let's find out the number of women working in IT department. IT department is 57.6 degree. So it's 57.6 from 360 into 3250. That is the total strength of the persons working in IT department, and the ratio of women is the part of woman is 3 by 10. So this is the strength of women in IT department, and this is the total strength of the organization, right? And we have to find out the percentage of this. So into 100. Now we have to make this calculation. Just write into 100 over here for clarity. Now this data is cancelled. Now is 3, 12, 12 fours are 48, and 12 eights are 96. So 48 by 10, that is 4.8%. The question can be solved in seconds only, right? So I hope you are clear. Now friends, what is the total number of men working in this organization that we have to find out. Now it's a pretty easy question, but it's too lengthy. So in your examination, if time allows, then only you should proceed with this problem, because the options are closer to each other. So there is hardly any chances of making the calculation approximately, right? So if you have time, then solve it. Otherwise you can make it pending, and at the last of the exam paper, if you have the time, then just solve it, right? I just tell you the method how to solve it, right? Now what is the total number of men working in that organization? We just have to take individual department now. Now in production, 136.8 by 360, okay, and the males in the production is 4 by 5, right? I'm not taking 3250 into consideration as of now, because at the last we will take it as common, right? Plus HR is 36 by 360 into 12 by 25, plus IT is 57.6 by 360 into 7 by 10, plus marketing is 79.2 by 360 into 3 by 5, plus accounts is 50.4 by 360 into 6 by 13, right? Though in every case the numerator is getting cancelled by the denominator, right? So calculation won't take much time, but then also it would take at least some time, right? So if you are comfortable, then proceed with the problem, else you can leave it, right? So just cancel. All of them will be multiple of, suppose this number 8 and 6, 14 15, 16, 17 and 1 18. So this number is multiple of 9 and we are having 4 over here. So the numerator completely is the multiple of 36, right? Suppose I take this over here. So 1368 into 4, that will be multiple of 36, definitely, right? Just see. Okay. So similarly, just take the entire calculation and do it. And finally, you'll be getting the answer as 2147. Definitely, I'm not going to suggest you any absurd shortcut which will not be applicable in your examination timing. See, shortcuts are not meant to solve the individual problem. It is basically an aptitude that helps you to solve the problems, right? So there is hardly any shortcut for these sort of lengthy calculation when options are quite closer to each other, right? Even you cannot go by the unit digit, because in every case, first of all, you have to eliminate the denominator, then you have to find out the unit digit, right? Or if you go by the digital root concept, then also you have to eliminate the denominators, then only you can go by the digital root. So both the other methods will also take much time rather than we just calculate it. Okay, so it will take around 1.5 minutes to make this entire calculation. So if you are allowed to take that much time, then spend it, else you just leave it, right? So let's take up the next question, next set of questions now. Now friends, let's take up the next set of questions. Here, number of people taking fresh loans from different banks over the year and the percentage of defaulters amongst them each year. Here we are given two tables, that is the table of loans as well as the table of defaulters. Friends, both the tables will not come in a single screen, so I just be scrolling the screen, so do not get confused, right? So here this is the one table in which bank P, Q, R, S, T, in the various years the loans were given, right? And in this table is not complete, I just have to scroll it. So this, in this table, the default percentage of defaulters are given, right? So let's take up a question one by one. Now the first question is, approximately how many people taking a loan from bank S in the year 2006 were defaulters, right? So we have to find out the data of 2006 of bank S, right? So bank S in 2006, the total number of people are 29565, right? And the number of defaulters in 2006 were 21%, right? So we have to find out the 21% of this. Okay. So you just have to simply multiply it and get the answer, right? A bit help of distributive property of multiplication can be taken, right? Now how do we do that? It's 29565 into 20 by 100 plus 29565 into 1 by 100. Okay, so if 29565 into 1 by 100 will be there, it will be 295 only, right? So now just divide this data. So it's 5913 plus 295 approximately. So it's around 5913 plus 295. Just check up the options. It will be around 6210, right? No need to like calculate fully because it's around 6000 and it is around 300, bit less than 300. So the calculation will be around 6210, right? Because it is 80 less than 6000 and it is 5 less than 300, so it's around 6210. Okay, so bit help of distributive property can be taken, right? Now the next question is, approximately what was the difference between the number of defaulters of bank Q in the year 2004 and 5? So first of all, let's find the total number of persons who have taken loan from bank Q in year 2004 and 5. So in 2004, it's 26345. I just write it over here. It's 2, 6, 3, 4, 5, right? I just write the percentage afterwards and then just have to put up minus sign, and year 2005 it will be 27456, right? Now defaulters in the year of 2004, this is bank P and Q. This is 9 by 10, that is I'm sorry, just a moment. Yeah, it's 9 by it's 9% only, so it's 9 by 100, and it is 27456, that is in year 2005 will be 8%. Right? Now you have to make this calculation. Still the options are closer to each other, so manually you have to do. Alternatively, I can suggest you to use distributive property in this case also. So your, in fact, multiplication division problem will be converted to addition and subtraction, right? So how do we do that? Is 2, 6, 3, 4, 5 into 2, 9. I'm just writing down is as 10 minus 1. So it's 2, 6, 3, 4, 5, 0, that is into 10 minus 1. Minus 1, that is 2, 6, 3, 4, 5. Now in both the cases we are dividing it by 100, so it's a point over here, and in this case the point is over here, right? Similarly, minus, it's into 2, it's 10 minus 2, so 27456 into 10, so it's 27456, then further minus 2, that is is 8 is 10 minus 2, so I have to multiply this number into by 2, right? So, and here minus sign is before the bracket, so the other calculation will be in positive, right? So I just multiply this number by 2, so it's 2 6 are 12, 2 5 are 10, and 1 11, 2 4 are 8, and 1 9, 2 7 are 14, 2 2 are 4, and 1 5. Now both the calculations are being divided by 100, so I put a decimal over here and over here. Now friends, we have to do this calculation, right? Here we have converted the entire multiplication and division into addition and subtraction, right? So do not copy this data once again anywhere else. Just go for addition and subtraction horizontally simultaneously, right? Now you can skip the data after decimal because our options are quite far from each other. That is, they are giving the difference of 20, 30, something like that. So even if we calculate the data after decimal, the difference will be 1 or 2, not more than that. So we can skip them, right? So I just changed the color of the pen for better clarity. Wait a moment. Now first of all, I just cancel the data after decimal, right? Okay, now it's 4. You just start cancelling, so you will not be like there will not be a visual confusion. So it's 4 minus 3. 4 minus 3 is 1. 1 minus 5 is minus 4. Minus 4 plus 9 is 5, right? Then this is 3 minus 6 is minus 3. Minus 3 minus 4 is minus 7. Minus 7 plus 4 is minus 3. We cannot write minus 3, so we have to borrow 1 from the next number. So it's 10 minus 3, that is 7, right? Now we have borrowed 1, so instead of 6, this data will be 5, right? So it's 5 minus 2 is 3. And 3 minus 7 is minus 4. Minus 4 plus 5 is 1, right? No need to go further. Around idea we have got the answer, that is 175. So this way you can at least save some of your time, right? So I hope this method is clear to you. Now let's say this question. In which of the following years was the number of defaulters of Bank R the maximum among the given years, right? Now there are 2005, 6, 7 and 10, right? First of all, let's see defaulters of Bank R in these years, right? So in 2005 for Bank R, this is 32461, right? So I just write it over here. 32461. First of all, I just note down the data, then I'll just find out the percentage. In 2006 it was 32652. In 2007 it was 32561. And in 2010 it is 28283. Now let's find out the percentage. It's 32461 and in 2005 the percentage was 17%, right? So it's 17%. Since we have to calculate percentage in all the options, so I'm not writing it divided by 100. Just let's multiply the figures and get the answer. Then in the 2006 it's 16%. Then in 2007 it's 18%. Then in 2010 it is 12%, right? Now friends, we have to find out the biggest figure or the largest figure among these, right? So we can eliminate this 28283 into 12 because other figures are in the both the figures, like from 28283 and from 12 we are having bigger figures than both of them, so it's cancelled. Then 32461, we have 32561 over here, and this is 17 and this is 18, so definitely it is not the biggest, so just cancel it. Now we have 32652 into 16 and 32561 into 18. Now we have to compare between these two because in this case this figure is greater and in this case this figure is greater. So we cannot come to a conclusion that which will be the higher, right? So either you just actual multiply them or get the answer. Alternatively, what you can do, just get some around idea, right? Now how do we do that? Just listen to me carefully. Now I'm comparing between these two. What I do, it's 32652 and it is 32561. The difference between these two is around 90. So what I do is I convert this 32652 into 32561 into plus 90, right? So it's 32561 into 16 plus 90 into 16. I'm just getting an around idea. See, what I'm doing is I'm giving this 32561 as common, so we can directly make a comparison, right? And similarly this is 32561 into 16 plus 32561 into 2, right? Now this data is this and this data is this. Now 32561 into 16, it will be cancelled. Now we have to make the comparison between these two. So which one is greater, that we have to find out. So 90 into 16 is quite smaller because if it is 100 instead of 90, if it is 100 then also it will be 1600 only, and this figure is going up to 64,000, right? So definitely this figure is much greater than this. That means finally this will be the bigger, right, from these two. So already two options we eliminated, and from the remaining two options this one is bigger, so finally this one is bigger. So 2007 is the correct choice. In the 2007 is the year when the number of defaulters of Bank R were maximum. Okay, so I hope you are clear. Instead of multiplying them, I split this number corresponding to this number. Okay, so I hope you are clear. Now let's see this question. In which of the following years was the difference in number of people taking loan from bank B from the previous year the highest, right? So 2008, 6, 7 and 5. That means 5 for, we have to find out for 5, 6, 7 and 8, right? So let's see bank P. See, in 2005, from previous year, the difference is around from 2032 and 27, that is around 5,000. So I just write it over here only. It's around 5,000. In 2006, there is a drop, so it may not be the correct choice. Then in 2007, further there is a drop. And in 2008, from 23 to 36, the difference is around 12.5, or we can say around 13k, right? So it's 12.5k. So this will be the correct choice in 2008, right? So in which of the following years was the difference in number of people taking loan from bank B from the previous year the highest? That is 2008. Okay, I hope you are clear. Now further, we have a lengthy question to calculate and options are closer to each other, so we cannot approximate much, right? So let's try to do it. Approximately what was the total number of defaulters of Bank T in the year 2007 and 2008 together? So first of all, we have to find out the data of Bank T in year 2007 and 2008. So Bank T, this is Bank T, and in 2007 it is 36152. I just noted down over here. 36152, then plus in 2008 it is 35463. Now percentage of defaulters in 2007 is 19%, and in 2008 it is 18%. Now what? We have to find out this calculation, or we have to solve this bigger calculation, right? Now just listen to me carefully. I can explain a technique where you can reduce some time, but not the entire time, right? See friends, further we will be using distributive property to solve the question, right? Now this percentage is actually divided by 100 here also. Now this 19 is 20 minus 1 and this 18 is 20 minus 2, right? Now 36152 into 20, then 36152 into minus 1, right? So just calculate it. So instead of writing one more step, you directly calculate this. So it's 2 2s are 4, 2 5s are 10, 1 2 1s are 2 and 1 3, 2 6 are 12, 2 and 2 3s are 6 and 1. So that was what we had to do, this into 2 by 10. So we did this into 2, and for divided by 10 I just put a decimal over here, right? Then minus 36152 divided by 100, so it will be 361.52, right? Similarly plus 35463 into 20 by 100, so further we have to multiply this by 2 and divide by 10. So it's 2 3s are 6, 2 6 are 12, 2 4s are 8 and 1 9, 2 5s are 10, 0, 2 3s are 6 and 1 7, and I have to put a decimal. Since it is 20 by 100, I have made it to 2 by 10. So I multiplied it by 2. Now I am dividing it by 10, right? Minus. Now the numeric value of 35463 into 2 will remain same. I just write it once again, 70926. But in this case I have to divide it by 100. So it's this, right? Now the entire multiplication division has been converted to addition and subtraction, right? Now you can skip the data after decimal because our options are giving us the opportunity. So it's cancelled. right? Now do not copy the data anywhere else. Just start making the calculation or addition and subtraction horizontally simultaneously, right? So it's 0, 0, minus 1 is minus 1, minus 1 plus 2 is 1, and 1 minus 9 is minus 8. We cannot write minus 8, so what I will do, I'll borrow 1. So minus 8, that is 10 minus 8 is 2, right? Then I have negative 1 with me, so instead of 3 it will be 2. So 2 minus 6 is minus 4, minus 4 plus 9 is 5, 5 minus 0 is 5, right? Then 2 minus 3 is minus 1, still minus 1, minus 1, minus 7 is minus 8. I cannot write minus 8, so I'll borrow 1. So 10 minus 8, it is 2, right? Then I have negative 1 with me, so it's 7. Instead of 7, I have to take it as 6. So 6 plus 7, 13. So it's around 13252. So we are having an option closer to that is 13250. So this is a correct choice. I hope you are getting me and you are clear. Just we have converted the entire multiplication division into addition and subtraction. So after some practice, I think you will be comfortable, right? Friends, I hope you might have enjoyed the session, and definitely you are going to practice with all the methods which I have discussed in this session. In the next session, we are going to take some more problems based on data interpretation. So see you in the next session. Bye bye.